What is up, people of the tube? Uh, so, today I want to discuss with you something that I hold very dear. Something that, I never wanted to happen, and that was Angel's funeral. She, she of course passed away. You've seen it in my videos. I put the disclosure for, the fundraiser for her funeral at the bottom of some of my videos. Plus, I talked about this before. But here is something that I never thought I would discuss, and that was my experience at her funeral. Let me start with the day in question. No, not the day that she killed herself, but the funeral. My mother had graduated college. This was her second time. I was supposed to go to her graduation. I did not. Instead, I went to my friend's funeral. I entered the city in which she had currently been living, and I visited a friend of mine, TDC. He lives, the channel's Bad Boys, aka Wolf Time. I'll put the link in below once the video's over and it's edited. And we sat on the couch and we discussed things. Why she did it, what her family was thinking, basically every question that you would ask on why someone would die. So, after that, took a picture with him because, like I have said before, I never wanted to enter Richwood ever again, and since this was the only time I'd ever be entering that fuckhole of a city again, might as well get a picture of the friends I have left, and I don't have many. Anyway, so, I arrive at my stepfather's aunt's house, who lives right next to the funeral home in Richwood. So, that's where we park the car. I proceed to walk to the place, the funeral home. I walk in, I was early, and they pretty much told me to get the fuck out. They said, it's 10 minutes early, you can't be here. So I walked out, and I stood on the side of the street waiting. People started to arrive. I don't know, but it seemed like I was sort of an outcast among this group of people I've never met. Most of them were her friends. I understand that. But, when people started arriving, I only knew one person, and she only said 4 words to me. So, eventually, I made my way into the area, and that's where her aunt was, which is William, the real deal's mom, who I hugged, and she hugged me, and I was sad and stuff. So I went back outside, and I waited. So William and his mom arrived. If you don't know this beforehand, me and him had been in another fucking feud over YouTube. We've had like 6 YouTube feuds. But this one was more simple because it only lasted 2 videos, and she killed herself. Fucking bummer. Um, so, yeah. So, and then 2 friends of ours from high school who weren't really our friends, but we talked to them because they're cool dudes. We talked to them, and then we walked inside. I walked up to her coffin, and this was after we'd waited in line for about 10 minutes. I'm not going to tell you how William felt. I'm not going to tell you how Jordan felt. But I will tell you how I felt. I walked up to the coffin. There she laid. She looked like a doll. I even said this at the funeral, and I received looks. I understand why I received looks, and I get it. But to me, she looked like a pretty doll. And I understand why. Well, anyway. So, William sat down on a couch. I sat beside him. Jordan sat beside him. And, mourning ensued. So I walked back into the waiting area where all the chairs were and people were looking at the coffin. And I walked over to a dude I knew from high school. His name was Zach. And we talked, and I told him a story, which I would tell you at the end of this. Well, anyway, then after we talked and stuff, I went back into the waiting area where, or the couch area where William had been sitting. And they started playing her music when I guess she wanted. And it was, a Nirvana song, some Disney song, some country song. And then pretty much the theme to Titanic. That was pretty horrendous. I did feel like crying in that moment. Well, anyway, and then the preaching starts. I'm going to look like a complete piece of shit asshole for saying this. I am a liberal atheist. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in any sort of being who created this earth. But what I have to say now, whether you hate me or not, is how I felt during this moment. The preacher looked at her family and everybody around and said that she is gone now and she wouldn't want to come back because she loves it. She loves being in heaven. If you're an atheist and you hear someone say that, that means that she loves being dead. Being dead is better than being alive, because if you understand, to us there's no heaven. She wouldn't want to be with her family. She'd rather be fucking dead, is what he was saying. And that was horrendous. And to me, I don't think anyone should ever have to hear those words. Some false idol just telling people that your family member would rather be fucking dead than be with you right now. That is atrocious, and I don't think people should stand for it. But this video ain't about me or my views. This is about her. Anyway, after what I call a vile hate speech, you know, I took a picture with William because I was never going back to that city again. Shook hands, hugged his mom, and I left. That was the last time I will ever go back to Richwood. That was the last time I will ever do anything in Richwood. I never want to head back there again. Such a shitty place to live, such a shitty place for people to grow up in. I don't care what anybody says. That place is terrible, and what a terrible childhood. I want to show you all something before I sign off on this video. Check out the ceiling real quick. I'm back. Okay. I was asked not to show off her name. This is her, thing that they give out at the funeral home. I'm not really sure what these are called, but, yeah, I kept hers in a book I have. This is her obituary out of the newspaper. And, this is gonna seem like a dick move, but here. This is who she is. Beautiful girl. Covered up the name. But I kept everything that pretty much had her in it this year, because she was special, I'll tell you that. Well, that was my friend's funeral story. I hope you enjoyed. All I can say is let's all live in happiness and comfort and not kill each other or cause other people pain, all that shit, and peace.